Hello guys, today we're talking about Fight Club. So the two questions is, do I think it's a timeless masterpiece like everybody else, or is it an unpopular opinion? So that will be the things we'll be going over today. So Fight Club is about this depressed man who is unable to sleep because he basically does not like his wife. So he just goes to all these things and meditative things to try to help his wife get better. But then he finds then him and this other guy, Tyler Brad, who's played by Brad Pitt, both of them live in an apartment, and they basically find this underground fight club with strict rules. And then they realize it's I'm not gonna spoil the whole movie for you, but they find this is basically the plot synopsis of the movie. They just find this club, and they have all these very strict rules, and you can't, like for example, women can't compete in it, which would definitely not fly today in the Twitter society. Twitter would, of course, probably would have shut that down and said Fight Club is sexist, and so they allow women to fight in Fight Club, and and he can't really spread this thing called Fight Club. And this is also where the YouTube channel Cartoon Fight Club comes from. It comes from this movie. But yeah, this movie wasn't really a very successful movie. It only made 101 million at the box office for us. But this movie became a favorite over time, and now a lot of people have seen it, especially on Blu-ray, DVD, TV, and other types of forms of video. Yo, so this is kind of like Blade Runner. Well, Blade Runner was definitely a box office failure. It definitely was a failure, and unlike Booksmart, Fight Club was actually remembered and actually was a flop, but then it didn't really do. But then it found greater commercial success with its DVD release, establishing Fight Club as a cult classic and encouraging the media to revisit the film and on the 10th release of the movie to find it a cult release of its time. Which I don't believe is something that Booksmart is ever going to receive, because does anyone really care about Booksmart? In the Heights might become a cult classic if lucky. We're talking about modern day movies, but I think movies more like Alita Battle Angel would more likely become a cult classic movie over time than Booksmart, which is a movie that nobody cared about. Nobody gave a shit about Booksmart now, nobody gave a shit about 2 years from now, and no one's gonna give a shit about 10 years from now. Except for Rotten Tomatoes trying to tell you it's a cult classic, even though it is not, when nobody gives a crap about Booksmart. And it isn't a classic either, like several YouTubers have called it, because nobody watches it. People have to actually like a movie for it to actually do, and Fight Club is one of those movies. It actually was a pretty good movie. It was pretty good, gritty, and stuff. It had very similar themes to several other similar movies like Joker and other movies. Well, basically, the characters get treated like crap, and they have to find to get money. They work so hard every day, but they get treated like garbage throughout the whole movie. Unlike Joker, no one ever gets fired. And at the end of the movie, I'm not gonna spoil it, but basically, it's very, 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 very like, yeah, there. And basically, these guys wanted to start destroying buildings and stuff and want to destroy the world because they don't feel like they get treated correctly, so they want to get revenge on the corporations and stuff. And basically, the movie was so controversial because it also became because of its excessive violence and its wild twist ending. And people complain about Joker's violence. If this movie released at the same time as Joker, the 5 people on Twitter would have basically said, "Oh my God, this movie's so violent, so offensive." How the female killers are basically treated. The female character is being treated in the movie. Twitter would have hated this movie. Twitter would have said this movie was a pile of garbage and tried to cancel this movie just like it did Joker. And I bet this movie would have propelled like Joker at the box office. So this movie definitely is a good movie, but it's not the one of the greatest movies of all time. It definitely has a good message and good characters, but I do not think it is one of the greatest movies of all time. Like IMDb gave it an 8.8 out of 10. It definitely is much better than the supposed modern day classics like Booksmart and The Lion King remake. Far better than both movies actually. I would give this movie a 9 out of 10. That's basically about this video. Goodbye.